Alright people, so over a year ago, or about a year ago, I made a video on how to make Puerto Rican style beans. Someone at work saw me eating rice and beans and like chicken on one occasion, and then saw me eating it on a different occasion and noticed that there were two different types of beans. One was like black beans and the other was pink. Basically, you Puerto Rican, Dominican, I believe Cubans, make different beans the same way. It's the same way. So I'm just going to do another video, kind of an updated video. I'm going to, this time, vary it a little bit. I'm going to put bacon in this pot of beans. And I may also use potatoes. I have to check to see if I have... What's my Spider-Man apron, by the way? My attention span is not bad. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. My attention span is that of a 3-year-old. Potato, if I have potato. And again, you know, black beans, pink beans, we basically make all beans the same way with the exception of the peas that we use for peas and rice, which would be arroz con gandules, or as the Dominicans say, guandules, even though there's no U after the G, but whatever. We wouldn't make those this way. But every other bean, as a matter of fact, a couple videos ago I had chickpeas or garbanzos with my meal, and I made those the way I would make what I'm about to show you. Okay, so one more video showing you how to make Puerto Rican style or Dominican style beans my way, Bledi's way. Okay, got my apron. Alright, so here are our basic ingredients. Last time I did not use bacon, but I have here 3 strips of bacon that I'm gonna, you can chop them up however you want. And of course you can use turkey bacon, you can use chicken bacon, vegan bacon if you want this to be completely vegan. I even heard about duck bacon some time ago from a French girl who works at my job, or who studies at the school that I work at. Alright, so we got some bacon. You're going to need some tomato sauce. This is the most common brand for us, but any other brand is fine. On this occasion, I will be having kidney beans, habichuelas coloradas. It's funny, they don't say habichuelas de riñones. Riñones means kidney in Spanish, but whatever. These were my mom's favorite. She made these often, and I hated these as a kid. But, you know, I'm older, and so we're going to make these, and they were on sale. We got a couple of cloves of garlic. I'm actually going to use 2 cloves of garlic. These cloves here I have for something else. This is half an onion. And of course, for our bean, you also want some delicious sofrito or recaito that I've showed you how to make a long time ago. On this occasion, I'm going to use the red cooking base. Alright, it looks a little, maybe it looks a little gross to you, but it's like frozen, like half frozen, so the color changes. We're going to use about 2 tablespoonfuls. I can't speak. Maybe it's because I'm so hungry. Did I mention that's half of a medium onion diced up? We got our sauce, we got the type of bean. Seasoning, we're going to use salt. Where's my salt? I don't have to show it to you. Black pepper. We're going to use garlic powder. We're going to use onion powder, right? We're going to use oregano. I wish I had Dominican oregano, but this is fine. And I have to re-up on my oregano. We're going to use some ground coriander or culantro molido, which I also have to replenish. We're going to use some paprika or paprika, pimentón, or just a dash, some achiote, anato, and a couple of bay leaves. And I wanted to add also, where's my salt? Yeah, I told you about the salt. Oh, potato. I got to check to see if I have potato. If I have a potato, I'll dice it up and show you. The thing is, when we make beans, apart from our cooking base, we like to use sazon or adobo. Now, I like to mix my own, because that way I can control the flavor. I can control the intensity of one of the components. And also, I don't have the, you know, I don't have to worry about like preservatives of stuff. I mean, that's up to you. So basically, these seasonings in powder form that I showed you make up sazon and adobo. Alright, let's go on to the next step. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, I am going to drain the canned beans. I have some beans in a bag that I've softened, but they're in the freezer. So I'm not going to deal with those right now. Listen, living in New York City, you're running from work, you got alternate side parking for the car, you got to do all this nonsense. Man, I'm just tired. So we're going to do a little shortcut, and we're going to deal with canned beans. Now what I like to do, I like to rinse them through several changes of water if they are canned beans, because it's good, in my opinion, to take some of that salt out of it. I mean, we're going to season it, but whatever salt they use, I don't like. Alright, so this is cool water, and I'll just do this a couple times. Also, in case there's any little stones in there or anything, it'll get that out. I can spot them, take them out. Alright, oops, get back in there, boy. Alright, so that's my first step. Open my beans and drain them. Moving on. Alright people, next step. I have my bean pot. Ooh, there's some moisture in there. I'm sorry about the angle. I'll try to adjust to show you as I go along. I'm going to bring it up to medium heat. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to throw my bacon right in there. Crumble it up, separate it. Right? Now that bacon is going to naturally let go of some oils in there. And we can use that to fry up, stir fry our sofrito or recaito and other vegetables. But for the purposes of flavor, I am going to add olive oil in there. And I should have done it before starting that, but it doesn't matter. Either way, I'll drop the cap to my olive oil. I am all over the place. That's about half a teaspoon. Again, the bacon is going to release their oil too, so you just want to take a couple minutes and cook it up as you would any other bacon. As a matter of fact, I can put it up to high. And I assume you know how to cook bacon, so this just take a couple of minutes, and should be quick because also there's the fact that it's cut up into pieces. The only way that you definitely would need olive oil or some other oil is if it was turkey bacon or you know, some sort of vegan substitute, because of course they don't generate oils. Okay, so we'll come back. You'll see what it should look like. All right, this is our bacon. I kind of use my tongs here to cheat a little bit. See, they're nice and crispy. I mean, you're gonna boil this, so you don't have to get it super crispy. This is just how I want it. But also, boiling it and a lot of the liquid is also going to soften it. But there it is. Our bacon is nice and cooked out, and it smells really nice with the olive oil. Next, we're going to add let me turn the heat down. Yeah, I turned it down. We're going to add 2 gigantic heaping spoonfuls of sofrito. And give it a mix. Oh man, it's like you could just scoop this up and eat this. Okay, now I turn the heat down. I do have to get it back up because the temperature of the pot dropped. Remember that this sofrito recaito, you basically either have it frozen or in the back of the fridge where you put your beer, if you drink beer, or your cold drinks. So it'll bring the temperature of a pot down. So I'm just kind of like stir frying a little bit, you know, getting everything combined. Now, what I'm going to add to it is the onion that half onion we diced up. And that nice, oh, I didn't cut up my garlic. Let me hurry up here. Let me pause the video before my pot burns. Alright, I apologize. I forgot to cut up my garlic. There they are, 2 cloves. There's some residual onion left over. And we're just gonna give them a nice, how do we use a spoon? A nice mixing so that everything gets nice and incorporated. Can you see that? Am I in the way? I need better equipment. This is a low budget operation, as I've said in the past. And the videos are free, so shut up. Alright, so a couple of minutes. It'll soften the vegetables, but then again, we're going to boil this. So it kind of, in a way, kind of doesn't make a difference, but I'm just following the way that I learned. Alright, let me tell you, that smells delicious on its own. To this, we're going to add about 15 to 16 ounces of water. Now, what my mom used to do, she would take the very same can that the beans came out of, fill it with water, and put it into the pot. So this can is about 15, what is this? Yeah, 15 and a half ounces of water. Okay, this is spring water I got from, I have some spring water here on the side. I'm going to put that right in. And now I can put the can into my recycling. I want to give this a mix. Get everything nice and incorporated. Let's see. Should look like kind of like a soup almost. And next, I want it to come to a slight boil, but not super. So I'm going to put up the heat a little bit. It was kind of like a medium-low. I'm going to go more medium, like not toward high, but a little higher. To that, I'm going to add the 16 ounces, or no, this is not 16, it should be 8. Yeah, 8 ounces of tomato sauce. Tomato sauce. Get a spoon, get the remnants out. Right? And another can for my recycling. Of course, we're going to mix this because that tomato sauce is thick. You want it to get incorporated into the pot there. Then I kind of want to let it come to a slight boil. Alright, so we'll come back to the slight boil. I'm not going to season it yet. I'm going to wait for it to bubble up a little bit. Alright, do you see that slight boil? Okay, so being that it's at that slight boil, I'm going to give it a mix. And now I'm going to add my seasoning. I'm going to add some salt. Dash of salt. With 2 dashes. If my mom was here, she'd put the whole pot. It'll be like Lot's wife. If you understand the Bible, you'll get that corny joke. Pepper, black pepper. Somebody the other day told me that Puerto Ricans don't eat pepper. I'm like, what? Like what? We're going to add some oregano. This is about, for general use, a teaspoon each. Of course, I'm going to taste it and adjust it later. This is the coriander. Culantro. The Batman and Robin of cooking is onion powder and garlic powder. Onion powder. My garlic powder's in this. I need to re-up on my garlic powder. That was about a teaspoon for each. Some paprika or pimienton. And let's go with a little more than a quarter teaspoon. And some annatto or annatto, or as we call it, achiote. Ooh, jumped all over the place. Just a couple of sprinkles. Because annatto is pretty potent. I'm going to give it a mix. I know that I'm going to have to adjust the salt, but this is for you people that have salt problems. Oh, I almost forgot my bay leaves. I'm going to add, depending on the condition of the bay leaf, See? Okay, wait, let me show the camera here. These two guys are like pitiful. I'm gonna put them in there. And then a regular sized guy. Let's see. Let me add another. So, I mean, that's up to you, 3 or 4. Those will come out later, or with my friends, I like to pick them out as they eat. It's like an extracurricular activity. Alright, so now, I did not have the potatoes. At this point, I would also dice up a potato, you know, just one or half of one, put it in there. And that'd be fun. Why? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So right to that, I'm going to add my habichuelas, my beans. I'm going to give them another stirring, another mixing. And, I mean, I can taste it here. Oh, it looks good. They're pretty good. But I am going to use another dash of salt. Not much. Not much. Not much. Now what I'm going to do is, with another mixing. Man, I wish I had the potatoes, man. But this is fine enough. I'm going to cover it and let it go. Now back down to medium low. Maybe 5 minutes. I mean, the beans are canned. They're soft. This is just more so that the flavors can unite and be in harmony. Okay? Again, you don't have to use bacon. You can use a bacon substitute. You can use duck bacon. You can use whatever. Whatever you want. This is not the end of it. I'm going to let it go on this low heat for 5 minutes. And then show you something else that you may or may not want to do, depending on how thick you like the gravy portion of it. Okay. Alright, peeps. So look at my pot smoking. Okay, and it's not even on very high heat. So I'm going to relieve the heat here a little bit. Now, these are done. You can serve these with your rice. You can serve these, you know, right out the pot. The thing is, some of us like the gravy portion of it, the liquid portion of it, to be a little thicker. Some like it looser. So what I like to do, I kind of like it on the thicker side. I'm going to lower the heat to almost a simmer. I don't want it a super low simmer. And let some of the liquid evaporate. Okay? And what that'll do is, of course, it'll make the liquid part of it thicker. So just, if you want it a little thicker, let it go, you know, 5 minutes. You can even let it go 10 minutes on a very low simmer. And that way you'll get some of the liquid evaporated. Let me turn it up a little bit more. And this is also a nice time to taste it. Of course, in the evaporation process, it'll also change the flavor a little bit. So you want to, you know, try it throughout that time that you're... Nah, I'm going to leave it like this. Is delicious. I'm going to leave it, well, let me let it evaporate. Maybe I'll have to change the salt. Okay, so I'm going to let it go 5-6 minutes. Alright, people, so there's my beans. I covered it for a couple of more minutes. Oh, let me turn it off before I scorch it. And this is about the thickness in the liquid that I like. If you want it more, just let it go a little longer. But this is pretty good. Alright, I'm going to serve it with the rest of my dinner. Let's see what I got here. Alright, so what we have here, we have a nice white rice. I got some aguacate, some avocado slices. The Dominicans will be mad at me because they like Dominican avocado, which are the big ones. But I'm sorry, I think that the Mexicans got avocados right with Hass avocados, or whoever else started that Hass avocado craze. This is a little concoction, some ground beef, peppers, onions, what do we call it? I gotta call my mom. Picadillo is basically a ground beef mix. Season it, put some, maybe I should have done a video on that. Season it, you brown it, season it, add some onions, some peppers, some garlic, different seasonings, and it's just delicious. So now let us add my beans. And, Let me not burn myself. And you can either put them on the side there, right? Most of that is the grain, but I can take some of the gravy, put it on there, or put it on the rice. What I like to do usually is serve the beans separately in like a little container, little sort of maybe tiny bowl or dish. Let me get a better shot. Alright, so we have our arroz, picadillo, the beans I just made, and some avocado. I still have to go back to the market to buy buy lettuce for salad. Let's chow down. Alright, here are my Puerto Rican style beans. Spidey, why are you upside down? We fix them. Let me show you the plate again. Alright. Picadillo, I'll show you how to make that maybe next video. White rice. And the beans are delicious. So you definitely want to try to make Puerto Rican, Dominican style beans for the benefit of all who will enjoy them in your palate. Of course, I always go to my favorite woman, Cholula. If she were real, I would marry her. Beautiful. And she has beautiful flavor. And a special drink. It's Monday. I can't tell your mom what I'm drinking. She'll get mad. I can't tell my mom what I'm drinking. She'll get mad. She'll drive up here. She'll take the bus from Brooklyn and beat me up. Alright. Rice and beans are like the Batman and Robin of food. And it doesn't matter if it's Hispanic, if it's American. It's just rice and beans. It's like the Lord made them for each other. Alright, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm actually going to get more, you know what? Let me get it now. More bean. Man, I can't believe that I'm holding out on myself. Holding out on myself, the deliciousness. Alright, I'm just gonna go crazy on this. Go ham on this. And if I get some bay leaf, you just pick it out. It's some extracurricular activity as you eat. Alright, so I hope you try this. And remember, man, some tostones would have gone nice with this. Remember, you can do this with red beans, pink beans, black beans, kidney beans. My neighbors are fighting or being loud. Please try this. You will thank me, and you'll be dancing salsa and merengue while you're, I'm sorry, I couldn't make something up. Bye.